we all have, you all played villains, but we also have our own personal villain names. Can you each tell me what your villain name is and what does it mean? Starting with Sister, let's go with you.
Oh, okay. Well, hang on. I have my jacket right here. My villain name is Devastation. I don't know if it's mirrored or correct, but it's
correct. It looks
okay,
good.
cool. It's Devastation.
Tie.
That's my villain name.
What does it mean?
And what does it
mean?
What does it mean?
That I am a diva and I bring devastation wherever I go.
Okay.
Delicious.
Okay. And Rio, what is your villain name and what does it mean?
It is, okay, it's Masterpiece. I can't pull it. I'm sitting on it. And, well, I have a story because it wasn't what I chose. I had 3 Corpsmxn that helped me kind of decide upon that name. So, do you mind if I tell the story? So I was visiting NJ during her postpartum. So after she had her battle to bring Nova to this world, I visited with Shallon. And so I saw Eddie and we were kind of talking about our villain names at the time. And they were kind of helping me find terms. I was trying to come up with like Black Moon or something that has to do with art because I like art. But nothing resonated with me. Like I tried to use all these art terminologies, but and then Shallon was scrolling through his phone and he was like, "Dude, wait, actually, what about masterpiece?" So I was like, I came across that. I'm not gonna lie, but I felt like a shrimp next to it. I felt like I couldn't own it. And then Jay and Eddie were like, "Dude, that'll be a tight villain name." So I was like, "Fine." And Shallon was like, "Dude, you need to own it." And so they kind of helped me pick that name, so shout out to them. But it's kind of more of I decided to use that name because as my hope or like just foreshadowing accomplishment of what I want for myself with my art and all that. And so yeah, just in my little corner doing this, if you guys seen the trailer. Yeah, that's how I came up with it. So thanks, NJ, Eddie, and Shallon.
Rio, that name is fantastic and it suits you perfectly. If you ever seen any of her Instagram videos, masterpiece. You've owned it time and time again.
Trying.
And
training.
Miss Principal Amzie, your villain name, and what does it mean? That's not Principal Amzie.
Sure, my villain name is
Tight.
Precise. And so what it means is, well, long story short, when I thought about what kind of quirk I would have and how I would use it as a villain, long story short, my quirk would be lasers. So I'd be able to shoot lasers out of my fingers and out of my eyes at different strengths and frequencies, and I can change them to different shapes based on how I use my fingers or how I shape them. But just as a villain, I feel like I would be a very calculated villain. So I would plan pretty much everything out to a T before I pull the trigger.
Such a Liz answer.
That means your plans would never go wrong.
I mean, hopefully not.
Because that's your name. Gotta be precise.
Precise. Hey.
Right.
Gotta be accurate.
That's so cool. All of your villain names have so much depth behind it. It's so cool.
No, I want everyone else to kind of share theirs too, like the rest of us. Because they also have cool names too. But
well, we can definitely save that for a little bit later because all y'all do have some amazing villain names, okay? But Rio, I do want to ask, because you played Gluttony and FMA, that was iconic. What was it like for you to play Gluttony? Gluttony.
Glutton.
What was it like to play Gluttony?
Gluten free, no.
In our FMA set, and how was it like getting into full cosplay?
Ooh, it was so much fun. There were some frustrations with my bald cap because, again, it was a triple degree weather, as some of you guys have heard about FMA set and how we went about during Anime Expo and all that. But and I wasn't wearing such a heavy layer like the blue soldiers. They were wearing a full satin, thick satin layer. Me, it was just a tank, black pleather, what is it called, harem pants. And for me, my coverage that kind of suffocated my scalp was my bald cap. And what's the word? Like, so for my scalp, my real one, like not the cap, I love the chemistry between my sweat, spirit gum, latex glue, got to be's hairspray. Ooh, do you guys feel it? Like back of my neck, it was peeling. So you guys might see in the videos, if you guys go back, my hair is coming out, but and that wasn't the last time I had to stay in that cosplay. I had to stay in that cosplay for other stuff that we had to do. So it was a repetitive process of just gluing it back on and going back in the heat. So that wasn't too much fun, trying to keep the magic of staying gluttony. But being him was so much fun. He has a lot of interactions with other characters, which I got to do on stage as well, both villains and, other characters. But yeah, he's a very, not airheaded, just a ditzy guy. And he is still bubbly like the other characters too. So like I was still able to be kind of partially me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, your gluttony was, oh man, if anyone could work a bald cap, it would be you and also Shishi. But the makeup that you did for the bald cap, you were like, yeah, she shaved it. She shaved it.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Yes. I do have a question for my sister, who's also played many a villain in our sets. How was it playing a villain, and how is it playing Envy as opposed to Shigaraki?
Well, being villain, honestly, playing a villain is always so much fun, and like it's fun to be ugly and like creepy on stage, and it's really fun getting into that mindset. And as opposed to like Envy and Shigaraki, like both of them, they kind of had like, I wouldn't say the same demeanor, but like a little bit. But the main difference I would say would be that like the way I had to emote. Like Envy was very face, like they have like really creepy smiles, and it's just very emoting with my face, opposed to Shigaraki where I have a hand on my face and I need to kind of emote more with my body opposed to my face. But even though you can't see my face, I'm still emoting with my face, because you'd be surprised how much your energy in your body drops when you're not performing in your face. So it's like sometimes, my back is to the wall, but if I drop my face, I'm kind of just a little bit, just ever so dropped my entire energy. So like it was kind of weird because Envy's a little bit more out there and Shigaraki's a little bit more reserved in his like creepiness and his small little gestures, opposed to like Envy being just like like, the whole time.
What a great way to put it. Sorry. But yes. But also when you sat there on stage, can you talk about that for just a half of a second?
Oh wow. It was fun. I didn't realize like how long that part is until like I performed it, and I was just like, oh man, I'm up here by myself for a really long time. It's okay. I just sit in it. Just sit in it. And I kind of, every single time I did that part, I always did something like different. So when I went on to the stage, I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do, but yeah, it was an experience to be able to command a stage by yourself. It's fun. It's empowering for sure.
Oh my gosh. So much power. It was literally like you walked out, you were Envy, and you Samara'd out, and you ringed out, and you came on stage, and then you killed the audience because you came on stage outside of the screen.
Yes.
So iconic. Oh my God. Yeah. So one of our wonderful villains. And actually, another one of our wonderful villains, my partner in crime always, Liz, I would love to know, what would you say one of your darker qualities is, and how do you channel that in your acting and in your dancing?
Yeah, so I would say a dark quality of mine that comes up pretty often is that I'm just very hard on myself. And it kind of, in terms of dancing, like when I was a younger dancer and I just kind of started out, I would practice in my garage to the point where it's like I get so frustrated that I would just collapse on the floor and cry just because I couldn't get it at that moment. And I was so eager to get better, and I just wanted to like reach that next level, and I wouldn't be patient with myself, and I wouldn't, give myself the time to actually enjoy it sometimes. And so I feel like that's something that I still carry a little bit. I do admit that, when I go and watch videos of myself or like of core dancing, like a good amount of the time, at least in the first time that I watch it, I watch myself and I'm like, God, I could have done that better. I could have gone more full out, or nah, that just doesn't look clean enough. Like, I beat myself down a lot mentally, but I've been a lot better about it in terms of just being patient with myself and just knowing that everything that we do and everything that we strive for is a journey, and we shouldn't be so hard on ourselves to get there right away. We should enjoy the process of things and enjoy the struggles of those moments that really try us, because they make us stronger. So I'm trying to use that dark side of myself as more of a push of being like, I see a challenge with dancing or in acting and thinking, I want to be up here and I might be down here, but that's totally okay, because, the people who are up here who I'm inspired by, they encourage me to keep going. So instead of having that competitive nature in myself about, how can I get to this person, or how can I be better than this person, it's more of how can I see what they do and take what they do and use it as inspiration and encouragement for me to get there one day.
It's so crazy that you say that, Liz, because I feel the same way sometimes. Like, I'm very hard on myself as well. And funny enough, when I was casted as Envy, when we were going over like the pieces, the homunculi pieces were very on the technical side.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not me. And I really wanted to be a homunculus like so bad. Like, I actually like learning Tiff's like piece. I cried over it because I really wanted to be a homunculus and I just could not get it. And because it was just like and I also, like you, I used that mindset just also being a villain and using that frustration and that anger as well into my performances. Yeah.
Very
Definitely can relate to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was, I think, not difficult. It was very uncomfortable, and trying not to, because not techniques, but you have to have this posture, but still being that villain. I think Kayla was mentioning, like, it doesn't mean you need to have a slouched posture, and just having that mindset of being that character, but also trying to, perform the way Tiff did it, or, it was really, really difficult.
Yeah.
But I think we did great on stage.
Yes.
We look completely different from when we first learned it, which was cool.
That is my favorite piece of the set. It looks so good. So y'all killed it for sure.
For Rio, you said that it can be difficult to portray those darker qualities. Do you have your own process for how you get it onto stage?
That's a good question. Well, for Gluttony, it wasn't too hard. As I said earlier, he's already kind of bubbly. Like he just goes with the natural instinct of what, I guess, at the animal instinct of if they're hungry, actually, so when I don't have a sophisticated like brain like most Corpsmxn do when we get casted and we have this whole analysis of the characters, but when I get casted, I just think of adjectives. So this character, okay, what are they most known for? And for me, I put Gluttony with Gluttony is basically an evil Pooh Bear. Hungry all the time, right? And just curious, and he just says he's curious, and he's curious. And I don't know, and when he wants to think, he thinks. But when he's hungry, which is very important for Gluttony, yeah, so I just thought of that, and he still smiles a lot, genuinely. Not an evil smile or anything, just genuinely smiles. So it wasn't too hard for Gluttony, and that's the only villain that I've only portrayed on stage.
What about
in sets? I try to like our CEO kind of tell us this all the time, where try to copy, just steal. If you don't know, like when in doubt, just try to steal from other dancers or who you first look at, I guess. And for me, it was Lizzie, our Chips, and I am her sidekick. So I feel like it makes sense that I reflect what she does, not in the sense where, being seductive and all that, but, the creepy side of her. And so I feel like I was trying to do that.
That's awesome. Did you have a process for when you brought out your villainous side during the Stained video?
Well, I had some help with this as well, which was behind the camera. Kayla was directing us, each of us actually, and kind of encouraged us how to portray our Stained character. And for me, it was yandere, be yandere. So to give me a creepy smile and all that. I can't remember at the top of my head, but that was my one instruction, is to be, to want to kill for your own desires. So that was cool. And I don't know, when I first Stained, I felt this chill because, well, not just because of the cold paint and the AC in there, but the gooiness of trying to be slow. And that's always our critique for all of us as dancers from our directors, is to slow it down. And that's always the most uncomfortable thing that makes total sense. And we try to do it all the time. And it's great that we keep getting that critique, because we really do get that gooey feeling, and that kind of enhances, I guess, and to be able to portray what we want to portray. So yeah,
awesome.
It was very gooey. Even after it was crusty.
Ooh,
how about you guys? We were crusty with all that black paint.
the paint.
Austin's did not come off until I forget how many days, if you're in here, Austin, but his didn't come off. He came to Lotus's birthday and he still had those black paints. So.
Exfoliant needed.
Yes.
Also, from never lick paint. That's just
Oh yeah.
I wanted to
That
ask
was
that actually.
commitment.
ah.
That was commitment.
Nah.
You went for it, and it was so
Just,
effective.
It,
God.
it was creepy. Did you rinse your mouth? What did you? Well, of
Yes,
course you
there was a
didn't
lot
take
of water. There was tissue that it looked great for camera.
It did. It did. It really
On your
did.
own personal time,
Gotta
But-
take one for the team.
I do want to ask my sister on our so you've played Envy and you've played Shigaraki. What would your own personal villain be like?
Oh, see, I feel like I'd be more like visual anti-hero. I don't think I'd be on the full end of the villain spectrum. I'd feel like, my main thing would be more of like, dismantle the police, just demolish the government.
Hey, Gab. No?
And then also like with heroes, I feel like, or like superheroes, or I feel like I'm not one, but not a villain, but like I feel definitely not a superhero, because I feel like I would take that step to end it there. Like Batman keeps capturing the Joker and sending him to jail, and then he keeps escaping, and then he does it all over again. I'm like, well, this wouldn't happen if you just, like, killed the guy. I don't know. Just a thought.
Hey, everyone was thinking it. You just said it.
Yeah.
And let's see, Principal Amzi. If you were a villain, who on the team would be your nemesis?
Jason.
Another Aquarius?
Yes, my other Aquarius. He's my Aquarius nemesis. I feel like he'd be my nemesis because, like I said, my villain would be very precise with everything, planning everything to a T. And once I pull that trigger, I feel like Jason is just the type of guy who doesn't even realize that he did a thing until much later. Like, for some reason, he stepped somewhere or he jumped somewhere that just totally ruined everything, and he didn't even know anything. And that would drive me insane.
Like, he's just so chaotic and unpredictable.
Yes. And he's just going about his day. He's not even after me. But then for some reason, he does something to ruin my plans, and that would drive me insane. So Jason would definitely be my nemesis, but he would also be my best sidekick if I could make one, or if I could have one.
Interesting. Wait, how for your best sidekick what would the reason be for that?
Well, I think it's really funny because we spoke on this. I keep forgetting what con this was. The one where our music was all gobbledy. What Anifest, yeah. So after Anifest, whoever was there and performing, we went to dinner together, and we had the same exact discussion about who at the table or who on the team would be your nemesis, and then on the flip side, who would be your best ally or like your best sidekick. And we kind of realized that whoever is your best nemesis is your best sidekick, because your sidekick is the person who fills in the gaps for you. Like, they fill up your weaknesses. So I feel like someone who sees things a lot more different than you on a different angle can be a great sidekick, because they don't think the way that you do, and they may, catch something in your plan or whatever that you might not even think of, or they might have different powers that you are kind of weak in, So I feel like still Jason would be a great sidekick, even though he'd drive me crazy sometimes. If he's on my team, I totally take him.
All right. Well, to kind of to bounce off of that, for both my sister and Rio, if you were an anime villain, who on the team would be your own partner in crime? Let's go with my sister first.
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know.
It's hard. If it was a team, I can totally say these names, but it's
I don't know.
Oh.
I would say maybe Rio.
Oh.
Either Rio or someone from Corner Squad.
Corner Squad.
Either Ross and Jason, even Can maybe.
Can?
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know. You guys, like,
You will
me and
be the-
Can, we're on the same wavelength sometimes.
Why?
Why Can? Or I don't know. Just like we're always we just have in tune. Like sometimes in rehearsal something happens and we just look at each other and we just know.
I think
Rio,
it's cool that. Go ahead.
Yeah, Rio, who would your sidekick be?
Okay, I wanted to take Liz, but I don't want to ruin the Yzma Kurama because that.
Do what you want,
so
girl.
hard. I have so many.
You're a villain. You do what you want.
Yeah, you do what you want.
Well, I thought hard, and Liz, Trini, JK were on my list, so they might be on my team. But I think partner in crime would be probably NJ, my mama buddy.
I agree with this.
That means that our mini-me's come together, so we have 4 in total.
She said numbers.
That's smart.
Yeah, it's
Not just the sidekick, but army too.
Exactly. We have 0.5, half body. But anyways, so the reason why is because we've always been, well, not partner in crime, but partner in arts and craft. And so I feel like we can build things together for whatever goal we have, I guess. Villainy, goal, crimes, I don't know. But yeah, and we just influence each other in that way, both good, mostly good. But I'm able to discuss with her, and it doesn't mean we always have to agree on everything. And so I can have that civil talk with her all the time. And she's my other art mentor as well. And so in that sense, I can learn from her. And she also mentioned that she learns from me. And so I like that relationship. And I think that's something that relates to partner in crime. So yeah, she would be my partner in crime for sure.
League of Moms.
League of Moms. League of Bad
Funny
Moms.
part. You never
I'm a
see
bad
any
mom.
villains as moms. It's normally like, well, actually, no. Gru? There we go. That's like the only one that I've seen a villain who is dad mom. But yes, that no one would know. But so thank you all for answering those questions. And I know that our comrades have a lot of questions they do want to ask y'all.
Ooh, I'm scared.
So
Bring it on.
whew. If you do have a question that you would like to ask, go ahead and use the raise hand option. It's the physical raise. The raise hand option on Zoom.
You go down to participants.
Yes, so you'll go down to participants and
Oh, I'm doing the same pose as Kayla in her picture.
there is an option. A window will open, and then there are a few buttons. It says raise hand. Just click on the raise hand one. Awesome. Cool. All right. Okay. Can I get a question from
Yes.
like that? Meredith.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So fast,
Becky,
Danky.
and then I went, oh, panel starting. So I have a question for all the homunculi. So as I was watching the FMA set the other day, okay, so as I was watching the FMA set the other day, I was noticing that the homunculi, other than Julian, got to orchestrate most of the chaos that occurred during the Brotherhood argument. What was it like interacting with each other just as you watched everything play out and got to see the scene come together?
You want to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay. It's really funny. Actually, I had so much fun. There's a part, like, I know I have, like, my little line, but after, like, the whole lines, when everyone's, like, fighting each other at the very end, I'm in the back, and I'm, like, getting slapped by Herbs as Maria Ross and Kai as, what was his name? Brosh? No, that was
That's
Amy's.
Amy.
But it was what was the partner that Maria Ross? Well, it was their partners, and they're just slapping me back and forth because it's great because I framed her and it was awesome.
For me, well, that moment, it was after, was it after Gluttony died? I forget, but it was a lot. And for community stage, I coughed on accident, or not accident, it just had to happen for me to breathe. And Lizzie was the one that was kind of talking to me, hey, you okay? So we were kind of having some conversation. I don't know if it's shown in the video, but we were having a full conversation of making sure I'm okay. So that was that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your question, Meredith.
Thanks, Meredith.
And can I get a question from Miss Phyllis?
Hi.
Hi.
So my question for you is, what would be like your motivation to become a villain?
Liz.
Oh, she's muted.
Oh no, again. No.
Okay. All right. I will introduce it as I'm an Aquarius. So we're humanitarians. And so it would be to fight for something, I guess, for the good of humanity, but maybe possibly like my vision is clouded by my anger about the issue, whatever the issue is. We'll say climate change for now. So I would probably become a villain just because I feel like my efforts would help humanity, but maybe I would take it into a darker direction. That's it.
Yes, that's so cool.
Rio?
Rio?
What was the question? I'm so sorry. I was living for Liz's answer that, yeah.
Like, how would you get into a villain, like being a villain?
Well,
Like, what would be your reason?
Yeah. Why'd you turn dark?
It's hard. So I thought about it too. Well, I feel like I'll be anti-hero. I know some Corpsmxn, we kind of talked about it, about how, like, say, for example, Stain, how he was an anti-hero, not so much a villain. He just had a reason why he just hated how it just created this corruption of becoming a hero and the whole fame of it and all that. So I feel like I would be more in that sense with my partner in crime, NJ, for our future generation. Yeah.
So, and Miss Sister.
Always on against, social injustice, and it would probably be standing up for the little man. And yeah.
I immediately thought JK, little man.
Stand up for JK. Stand up for him.
Sorry, JK. Well, his account name is Literal Man, so. Or
Defend the
Lotus.
little man.
He's a small man.
Thank you so much for your question, Phyllis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Awesome. And then can I get Riva?
What a cool name.
I know.
Dope.
Oh, hi. Sorry, my camera is not working today.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Technical difficulties. So my question was, as villains, what would be your theme song?
Well, that's a good one.
Copycat by Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Just any Billie Eilish songs.
Liz is muted again.
No!
How does this keep happening?
That's such a good question. Prince Blamsy.
Please.
Where are you?
There you go.
Okay, I'm back. I was saying that that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
Yep.
If you all have not heard that song, if you hear it, you see Trini dancing in your mind. Copycat by Billie Eilish. I endorse that.
What's yours then?
Okay. Okay. This song is only popping up in my head because I danced to it recently, but it's from the Charlie's Angels Full Throttle album.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes.
And it's called Girl Like You. So it's a very like fun, it kind of feels like spy-ish kind of song. So yeah, that would be my song. It's called Girl Like You from Charlie's Angels.
Girl Like You. I have to put that on my playlist.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that soundtrack.
Hey.
It's so fun.
And Rio, I know you said anything Billie Eilish, but did you want to narrow it down?
That's my answer because I can't think of one.
All right.
Just all of Billie
She's my
Eilish.
queen,
Like,
so.
Whenever you enter, it'll just be a different Billie Eilish song every single time.
Yes. That's obvious.
Hey. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rio.
Thank you.
And then, can I get a question from Morgan?
Hello.
Hi, Morgan.
Hi. Okay. So my question is, if you had to pick a supervillain from an anime or just a regular supervillain, who would you pick?
To fight with?
To fight with, yeah.
To fight with?
That we
Stained.
know we can beat. I don't know. Oh.
Stained. I pick Stained. I feel
Stained?
it. Fighting
like,
against a corrupt system.
I thought you meant us. Stained us.
No, Stained the villain from My Hero.
No.
I would pick Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Ooh, yo.
It would be a very long fight. It wouldn't be like a physical fight. I mean, it could result to that, but like, I want to like do internal damage, if that makes any sense, to the system.
Oh my God. It'd be like a really long debate. It'd be years when you'd break him down. Oh man, because all of that's just rooted in systematic.
It's a long fight, yo. It's a long fight, but we here.
We here. What about you, Rio?
One that I'm thinking of because I'm a Sailor Moon biased person is Queen Beryl.
Oh yes.
Yes. For humanity as well. So I think it'll be Queen Beryl, and I think it'll be a long, long, long fight.
Throw it back.
Because it's out in space too, so. And on Earth, actually, back and forth.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was an awesome question.
I know, all these good questions.
Y'all have such good questions. All right, next, can I get Sarah?
Yay, Sarah!
Hello.
Sarah!
Hello.
Hello.
My question for you is, how long did it take to get all the paint off?
Lots of times, a long time. I had, they poured it on me and I had like bangs. So like my these were just glued to my forehead. And then I took a lift to and from the thing. So like all I did was like try my best to get it like off my face, but like I had to like break my bangs. and like put it to like the sides and just keep it like that until I got home and showered. And it took me, I like took a really long shower. It was like an hour. It was a long shower.
When I was washing everything off, I didn't know if it was it felt so symbolic. It was like, oh, like the black paint is coming. Like I felt like I wanted to have Hillary Duff's Coming Clean song just like blaring in my bathroom.
So Aquarius of you.
Yes, it's like, what does this mean? But like I had to, so like one of the first moves that I did was like I had the paint here, but then right after I had it here, so it was all in my hair. And while I was dancing, I was like, oh, it's in my hair. Okay, we're here now.
Did you clean the same way?
Is that how you cleaned?
No, it wasn't as epic as that, unfortunately. But I had to wash my hair like twice before I got everything out. But I luckily got everything off my first shower, and everything was fine after that. Unstained, yes.
Unstained.
I'm pretty sure the fastest person that got it off was probably Noelle. She had it all in her stomach. But for me, it was, yeah, the hair was the one that didn't come off as easily. For me, it was just all the wipes, so it was fine. I tried to wash. Did I wash my clothes? I think I did. It didn't come off, which was cool. And I didn't want it to come off anyways, so it looks all stained and nice, and maybe I'll wear it one day or something.
Thank you so much for your question. All right.
Thank you.
Let's say it.
No, I do not love glitter. I don't. Let's put that out there right now.
Can I get a question from Sora?
Sora.
Oh no, just barely.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh. You want to type your question in the chat?
Oh, that's a first for her, for Sora to have a technical difficulty.
Oh, well, in the meantime, yeah, go ahead and can I get a question from Tristan?
We'll get to you, Sora. Hi. Oh.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I had a question. Did you guys ever run out of black paint? And if so, who went out to buy it? Like, who went out to just buy more black paint? Like, how many bottles did you use? These are questions that I have.
I want to see Sammy and Kayla's faces and Sonali's, because they were, all the board members were like the first to be there because they had to be there. So probably one of them, I'm assuming.
I think we had like one giant, like, gallon.
One
thing,
big giant
right?
one. I think they mixed.
It was, and they also used, like, they watered it down a little bit too.
Yeah, and
I
think they had extra by the time it was done.
Yeah,
like they overestimated how much they needed, so they just had random black paint to use.
A little went a long way.
Oh, yeah. Kayla said we actually didn't need a lot, so I guess not.
Like, when they, like, poured it on my head, and every time I needed more, I would just get it from my head and put it somewhere else. I would just get it and move it because there was just so much in my hair.
The part where it dripped right in between your eye and
so
your
cool.
Oh my god.
Oh, you gave me Billie Eilish vibes with that one.
It kind of got in my eye, but it's okay.
Oh.
All right, we do have time for one more question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. Yeah, I know. Kayla said eat it, so I said like I said, no. And then, can I get a question from, actually, Sora, yes. So Sora's question, if we could go against one hero character from any universe, who would it be? Great question.
Wait, well, I kind of have one, but just for
Do
a
it.
really silly reason. Is that okay?
Yes, go.
Well,
I feel like-
I'd want to go against Sailor Moon because I
Oh,
want to
okay.
know if the transformation sequence happens in real time
Oh,
or if it
you
just happens like that. I want to know. These are
That's
important
true.
questions that I don't have the answers to. So Sailor
Wait.
Moon.
Dang it, you took my question because, well, not the same reason, but just to go against what I impersonated. Like, I want to see that person. I don't know. It'll be cool to see that transformation as well, but also the person I was. I don't know.
Is that JK who said Cora? I'm so mad. I'm sorry.
Yo.
Okay, I want to pick my pick is Kirito from Sword Art Online because I just really want to kick his butt.
Wait, why?
That's for another discussion.
That's another discussion. That's another
Rio,
discussion.
who would your hero be? Rio?
Besides Sailor Moon, man. Maybe Deku to see how bad his 100% gets.
Dang, just want to see Deku.
How bad
like
how
how
human anatomy can be destroyed and ruined, and how destructive it looks. I don't know. That is disgusting, but also you never see that in real life.
Wow, that's kind of dark. Thank you. Thank you so much for that question, Sora. That was a great question.
That was.
And that actually brings us to the end of our Stain panel. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Right after this, we're actually going into John Hall and Tiffany Malari are going to be on YouTube and IG Live. So if you're on your laptop but you have your phone, get on your phone onto Instagram and just music to your ears. Beautiful. It's going to be amazing. Yes.
So good.
Yes, Morgan. On it already. But yes. Thank you so much for coming. And
let's call it out together.
Yes, before we head right over to the YouTube, let's call it out.
I'm gonna put my mole back on.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Can I have my panelists call it out?
Yeah. Ready, guys?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Solamento on 3. 1, 2, 3. Tomato.